Good morning.
Hello everybody, and today, oh my days, if you haven't guessed it yet, no, that's not it. I'm not an Apple fan, and yes, we do need to talk about WWDC.
Good morning.
Google I/O was great, but WWDC was something special, especially for me. But before we talk about the keynote and talk about the OSs, please don't forget to follow and subscribe for more videos and contents like this and about technology, AI, everything related to video editing. This channel is what you need. So follow, subscribe, and like for more. Let's carry on. I want to show you something that really sparked, and oh my gosh, the way that Apple starts their keynotes, I don't know what they're doing. It's like, I'm speechless. Okay, so let's watch this together. Sit back, relax, get your popcorn, and watch this with me. Let's go. Airport.
Yeah! I'm in the lead.
You're the only one out there, Craig.
I've got to save my tires.
What for?
I don't know. It's just what they say. If I can just hold this line, I can
This
find...
is sick, right? Till this point, I didn't get it.
So glad they put
I was
CarPlay
like,
in this beast.
how can they hear it? And then I realized, yes, they were here.
You're losing time on turn 6, Craig.
It's
That
kinda
was
all turns
crazy
down.
stuff, right?
F1, baby.
Yes, F1, baby. Box, box, box.
Okay. Bringing it home.
The hair.
That was supposed to be a quick lap, not a therapy session. But it feels so much better.
Just flexing. Just flexing. I mean, come on. They're just flexing, right? That was so great. I was like so pumped when I saw this. Of course, that was about the new film that they were releasing about F1. And I was like so excited to watch this because I love F1. So this is going to be an insane movie and I'm so pumped to watch. But the way that they put the commercial at the very beginning of a keynote, looking like a film, and just to start people like getting really excited and engaging with people and getting people's attention into the keynote is something unbelievable. The way that they start the keynote, the way that they present all the OSs is just insane. Okay, I'm an Apple fan, you get me. But truly, I was really not excited for this year because they always say, oh, we're going to change a lot. Oh, there's going to be a lot of new stuff. We're going to make a massive rebuild to the system. We're going to change a lot of things within the system. But it's just like a minor change, or it's just like a slightly change here and there. And we never get really, truly what we're looking for. But I believe because of the messed up that they've made last year with Apple Intelligence, I mean, it's not great yet. It potentially will be, but at the moment, in my personal opinion, Google is leading by a lot. The keynote from Google was
the AI capability of AI with AI, making AI,
combining AI to build AI, the AI, Google AI text AI.
AI, music AI,
and the AI in AI.
Future AI of AI.
AI, making AI in an AI, your AI for AI in an AI, higher AI, or breaks AI, do AI, or AI,
completely focused in AI, which I love. And there was a lot of insights, a lot of new things that I've enjoyed and I'm using on my daily basis, such as VO3, Gemini 2.5, and so many other stuff. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the change with the OSs, right? So this year we're supposed to have iOS 19, iPadOS 19, TVOS 19, macOS 16, watchOS 12, and visionOS 3.
Technology.
And then obviously because of all that mess of numbers, Apple just literally decided to go for a more simple year number, which to be honest, it makes a lot of sense to me. Of course, it's not going to be 25 because they're focusing for the products and the projections that they're making for the next year, which means all the OSs are coming for 26, which to me, for the general public, it looks more convenient and to be honest, more organized. One of the main changes for the whole ecosystem that we have is liquid glass. And this is present everywhere. On the iPhone, on the Mac, on the iPad, watchOS, everywhere. And I have to be honest, I really, really liked it. It looks very neat when you're opening folders, the way that the control center interacts with the background and is translucent, and the way that you can see that the system moves around. And also the system is way more fluid and you can see so much improvement within the system. So you got animations, you have a lot of things happening at the same time, and it makes the system look more futuristic and more concise and clean, to be honest. And I really like it because it makes the system looks really fresh and it feels fresh. So I really enjoy interacting with this new system where you can see this liquid glass everywhere, but it's not really messing up with the way that you interact with the system. So it's not in the way and distracting you from what you have to do. In fact, it's just making it look nicer and it makes it look more luxurious, if I may say, and very neat, futuristic, as I previously said, but it's overall really neat, really nice. And also they brought all these new features with the glass to the macOS and to the iPad, and like I said, through all the system. You can see that on a watch when you're using it, you can see that on a TVOS when you're using it as well. But apart from iOS, iPadOS and macOS, you can't really see much of the glass in other parts of the system. So they focused a lot on those three products. Of course, you can see that on the watch and on the TV as well, but not as much as is everywhere on iPadOS, iOS, and the macOS. Although I'm not so sure about the clear glass kind of a new look for the iPhone. Although I loved the liquid glass throughout the whole system, I didn't really like when you changed the icons and the visual of the icons to the glass. So you have a new visual effect now, which is dark glass and clear glass. I'm not so sure I really like the effect on the apps as well, because when they have the dark or the light modes, they are very translucent, which makes it, I won't say it makes it hard to find them. Of course, they are in the same place that you always leave them on your phone, but it's just it's not as easy as when you see the colors and you know where you're going towards and you know which app you're looking for. So obviously with the colors, they pop out, and I think maybe we're more used to it than just a clear effect. Maybe it's just a thing that we have to get used to rather than something that is not good or it doesn't look good. At the moment, I'm testing out all the OSs, and as you can see on the phone, I don't know if you'll be able to focus. I'm having the new effect that they tried to show us on camera on the Keynote. You can probably barely see it, but it kind of gives you a parallax effect, which is really cool. It looks amazing live, but I'm sure that they will improve this because this is just the first beta anyways. So I'm sure that this will only get better, but it already works. And to me, it looks really good. Another cool thing that you can do is to increase the watch. So this is one of the things I've done on my iPhone as well. And I'm going to show you how does that look. Like, this is the new screen. And there you can see the watch is way bigger, and you can increase that and edit as you wish. So if you want to increase, well, this is the dark mode when it gets dark, so it's always on display. And then if you turn it on, obviously you got that effect covering up the watch. So as much notifications that you get stuck, then your clock will go lower and lower. So it will kind of decrease with the wallpaper as well, which will go up and then creates that kind of effect. And I mean, it looks cool. It's a cool effect. So that would kind of happen as soon as you start getting more and more notifications. Maybe for some people won't be as cool because maybe they will have kind of a lot of notifications. But for me, it's okay. It looks really cool. One of the things on the iPhone that I didn't like as much was the fact that when you get to the camera, you have to change your settings in a different kind of a position. At the moment, my settings are messed up. So every time I try to kind of set up, for instance, raw picture with 48 megapixels, if I close the camera and open up again, then it will go back to JPEG 12 megapixels. So this is something annoying, but it could be just happening to me. So I'm not sure. The camera app looks amazing and it looks super clean. But apart from that, I think the majority of people will be very confused at the beginning because they won't know that they have to slide all the way down. Well, now you know because I'm telling you, but if you're opening for the first time, or if you're, I don't know, dad, or if your grandma is opening, they will be like, oh, okay, so it's only video or a picture and that's it. But actually, there's so much more when you kind of keep moving. So there's the time lapse and the slow-mo and the cinematic and all that sort of other modes that you can use with your iPhone. Now, there are a few features that are related to phone in general. So one of them is related obviously to the app, where it's got a brand new design and then now it looks completely different. And that is really cool because we haven't had one in forever. But a few other things that I've noticed that are really cool is if someone that you don't know, like a random number, starts calling you, the iPhone will pick up the call for you and then it will ask a few details about the person and then it will call you and explain that on screen for you and you can decide if you want to pick it up or not. And that is cool because sometimes you get some cold calls or you get some schemes or you don't really want to answer the call. So that is a really cool feature that I really enjoy. Another really cool feature for the phone is if you leave your phone a lot in silent, then someone is calling you and you're not picking it up because you're in a meeting or you're doing something else and you can't really pick it up and your phone is ringing but you're not listening, then the iPhone will transcribe again the message from that person. And if it notices that it's something important, maybe someone from your family is not feeling well, or maybe your kid is having an issue at school, or you know, something that happened, then the iPhone will actually ring loud so you can hear it and then you can see if that's important because that will be written on your phone. So actually it will tell you that it is important and you need to kind of pick it up the phone. The other feature that I really enjoy is, you know, when you have to be like in those queues that is like endless, where you're just waiting and waiting and waiting forever to talk to actually someone. So with this new feature, the iPhone will detect that you're on hold to speak with someone, and then it will ask you if you want to drop the call, and then once it's your turn and someone actually pick it up, the iPhone will call you back and then just talk to someone. So actually you're getting a lot of lifetime back, because how many times have you called someone where you were like doing something, or you had to do something, but you were on a call and you were on a hold, and then someone just answered and then you actually ended up losing the call. So that's a new feature. It's very welcome. I know it's probably not an AI, it's kind of AI integrated, but it's not like a super massive feature, but that will save so much time, to be honest. That would be great. And so those three capabilities for the phone app are, I think, one of the best ones that I've seen in so long, because Apple has been doing so much with the system and getting more stable and changing a few things here and there. But I believe that is a game changing for the phone app from now on. Just a reminder, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because it's very important for us and for the YouTube to know that this video is relevant and that you're liking it. So please don't forget to follow and subscribe for more. One of the things I've liked the most, of course, you get all the features, all the glassiness from liquid glass from iOS. But with the watch, one of the features I like the most is like when someone sends you a message or something and you're not with your phone, and then you get a notification on your watch, then you can just flick your wrist and then that notification goes away. Do you know when you get a notification and then it sits there for like ages, but then you can now just flick and then that notification will go away. It's the same as when someone calls you and you're in a quiet place, you tap your watch and then it will stop ringing. So it's the same kind of a thing, but with notifications. And I think that that was a really nice touch as well. To talk about TVOS, there's not really much within the system. It's barely noticeable. So of course it's there, the liquid glass is there, but it's just some reflections here and there, and then you got some like bars of reflections for the liquid glass. But it's just a minor kind of a look. It's still very minimal, still liquid glass, still looking good as the iPhone and the others, but it's very kind of a shy, it's like kind of a hidden somewhere within the system. So not much to talk about the TVOS, to be honest. It's just talking about the liquid glass itself. It's there, but it's very shy, it's very hidden, but it's there. So macOS, there's a lot of liquid glass in macOS, everywhere, on the top bar, down below where the apps are. You can do the same clear effect for the apps in the Mac, so you can do dark mode and light mode as well for the clear effect. And now one of the things that you can also do with the apps is to change them to one color, like you can do on the iPhone as well. So now you can change to blue or to red. All the apps will have kind of the same look, or shall I say the same color. It looks really, really good, but then again, it makes my brain a bit confused, because sometimes I'm looking for a certain app. I know they're still in the same place, in the same position, but I go by the color sometimes. I go by what I'm used to see and to look at every day. And to be honest, sometimes it kind of confuses my brain. But like I said about the iOS, it could be just something that we need to get used to. And again, the control center looks really good at this. It looks like glass everywhere, you know, it's very kind of a distorted in behind of the glass. The effect is very kind of noticeable at this point. Again, it's the first beta. I'm not sure if Apple will kind of change that slightly. Probably will. Probably, you know, change a little bit, change slightly, make it less glassy-ish. But we have to wait and see what Apple will do. But again, it looks to me, it looks really good. It looks amazing. It's a completely new redesign and I really like it. Another cool thing now is that we have a phone app on macOS 26. And that's cool because you can now see all the same things that you can see on your phone, but in your Mac. So you don't have to mirror your phone or you don't have to go to FaceTime to try to call someone. And you can just do that on your Mac using the app. And then obviously it will use your phone to call the people you want. But then you don't have to switch back to your phone to use that. And then again, Apple continues to create and engage people. And something I also really enjoy from the iPhone, which is live activity, they also brought that to Mac experience. So then now if there's an app that is doing continuity, then it will show up on your Mac and then you can just carry on checking on your Mac here and there, and then you don't have again to go back to your phone to check all those details and then carry on with your Mac. So it will all be there, focusing on experience and again continuity for the Mac, iOS, iPadOS, tvOS, watchOS experience. visionOS.
Tecnologia! Tecnologia!
Okay, another thing that Apple showed, as in like, this is a feature, this is amazing, it's gonna change the world, but to me it was just okay. It's good to have it, but I don't think you need a dedicated time to kind of just show that. But fair enough. MKBHD loved it. So yeah, which is the spotlight. So then you know the drill. You press Command Spacebar and then you get the spotlight, right? And then they spend time to show how Spotlight can do so much more in terms of searching specifically for apps, folders and different kind of things in a more organized way. So if you're looking for something specific, you don't have to just go there and type the name, and you can just select precisely what you want to look for and then type the name, and then it will look for that particular app or folder or wave or MP3 or whichever kind of a file that you were looking for. It's really good, don't get me wrong. But to take a lot of time just to talk about the Spotlight, I thought it was a bit of a waste of time. But I mean, it's a feature, it's a new thing coming to the Mac, and they also have to cover for the AI that they are lacking a lot. So now let's talk about one of my favorite OSs and Apple products, to be honest, apart from my iPhone, which is visionOS 26. It looks really good. So we know that all the new OSs are bringing that futuristic look and feel from visionOS. We get it. And it looks amazing. It truly does. It looks fresh, as I said at the beginning. But I love it. The new widgets look so great on a new visionOS. I'm so happy about some of the new features that they added to this particular product, and the fact that you can now place the widgets within the space that you are is truly fantastic. And the fact that you can customize them so much to look the way you actually want them to look. You can change colors, you can change depth, you can change the size, you can change kind of pretty much the way they look. So you can customize them to kind of be placed within your home. So it's as if you're buying like a watch to be on your wall, but then it's virtual. So you want to put something on the wall that is within your taste. It's something that you like to see and the way you like the house to look like or your place to look like, you know. So as if I crafted like a lamp for my studio, and then actually it's just digitally, so I want to add this particular one this way because it's the way I want it, you know. So this is pretty much how widgets are working out with visionOS, which actually makes a lot of sense because you're going to be wearing it and you're going to be looking everywhere with those widgets. So it's kind of a part of your world. It's not just something that is in your screen, you know. So it's really good. And then one of the biggest things that we were concerned about when we were wearing the Vision and using the Vision OS was the fact that when we rebooted, we had to turn it off for some reason, or we were just like doing whatever. Then the windows weren't where we left them, so it was a nightmare. So that was one of the biggest issues that we had with the previous Vision OS, which now is fixed with the OS 26. I didn't have yet the chance to use the new persona visualization. Is that a word? Is that a word?
2 hours later.
And also something that was lacking a lot was the persona when wearing the Vision Pro. So it looked kind of, it didn't look real. It looked like something weird, but like you could tell kind of there was a person there, but it was really weird. Where now, I didn't have the chance to test it yet, but with the Apple presentation, it looks so good. It looks really good, and if it looks like that, it's gonna be amazing. It looks so much better, so much clearer. On the keynotes, they showed a girl as the persona, and it's really difficult for the machine to process all that. There's the hair, there's layers on the hair, there's also the makeup, there's eyelashes. It actually looks like someone is there in the room with you, and it's so great. It looks so good, and if it looks like that, it's gonna be so great, because sometimes we know Apple and other companies just put like the best of the best outputs that they manage to take it out of the machine. But I'm assuming that this will actually look the same, because the previous persona looks as bad as this one. One of the things that I'm most excited to test as well is that they added support for the VR2 Sense controllers, so then we can use that with the Vision Pro and then play and then just try it out. And I can see a lot of people now not only using the Sense controllers but also using that and gaming with the Vision Pro more often now that they probably would before with this new controllers. Not only that, but because you can move around and you can do so much more than with the PlayStation VR2 option, because you got a massive cable that you actually have to connect to the PlayStation, so you can't go really far. But then with this one, you can just actually move and do so much more. And if you want to see me testing it, just leave a comment down below so I can make a video and a review for the Vision Pro and the new Sense controllers compatibility. Please don't forget to follow and subscribe for more videos and contents like this, and about technology, AI, everything related to video editing. This channel is what you need. So follow, subscribe, and like for more. Let's carry on. Another cool feature that I can't miss it, and I almost missed for a sec, but they've added the 360 native video for the Apple Vision Pro now. So this is really cool, so you can be very immersive and watch the whole footage of a 360 actually as if you were in the environment. And then again, that opens up so many options and so many opportunities for people to create even films or other kind of things and watch YouTube videos in 360, or it's great. And Apple Vision Pro supports Insta360, GoPro, and Canon cameras. And I'm so happy and pumped to try this, as well as the new Sense controller feature.
iPadOS 26 is a giant release.
The biggest update of the day was iPadOS 26. I can't express enough how pumped I was for this. Like, we've been waiting for so long for Apple to release something like this, and they actually mentioned in the keynote, so I'm very excited to try it out. My iPad Pro is still installing iPadOS 26 today, but I'm so glad and I'm so happy that they introduced so many features that we were waiting for. So it feels so much closer to macOS now than the iOS, where the iPad used to sit. So it was something trying to be Mac, but actually being an iOS. And I feel like the fact that now you can render videos in the background in Final Cut Pro like you can do on a Mac is like truly amazing. Things that you can do in the background while you're doing something else. I don't know. I truly don't understand why they haven't done that before. And then again, with the iPad OS, we have so much liquid glass all over the system. The same kind of style that we have on iOS 26, we have on iPad OS 26. And it looks, again, insanely good. You have the same kind of features, but also you can do the background tasks, and you have the capability of using more like a Mac, and also the windows goes everywhere. And not only that, if you close one of the windows just like your Mac, once you open again, then it will show exactly where it was. So it literally works like a Mac. You can move around, you can flick it, you can kind of do that, and then the page will go to the side, and then the same with the other side, so it will kind of snap into place, you know, with a jug. It is really cool. I'm so excited as well to test the new iPad, and again, that opens up so much for creativity. Not only that, the fact that they open it as well for you to add new audio kind of capabilities as well, so you can choose if you want to use an external interface like in a much easier area. It's so good. So if you need to record something and you have like a USB sound card or soundboard, now it's so much easier to just click and select which option do you want to use. If you want to use the actual iPad microphone, or if you want to use the sound card or the soundboard that you have, like you can just click and select whichever you want to use. And that made life so much easier, because you guys have no idea how hard that was to kind of try to get around to get that sorted. But now it's just a click of a button, and that is such a relief. Also, the fact that they changed that hover kind of a ball that used to go around and kind of a glue and eat sort of the app, you know, and now we have an actual cursor that will go around, and then you can actually select and change and, you know, just click. And then also we have the top bar, like just like the Mac, that will pop out as soon as you need to access some other features. So again, we have the top bar just like the Mac, and I'm so glad that they are adding this, because it feels so much natural. It's not macOS yet, and I don't think that they will ever do that, because at the end of the day, they're a business, they're a technology company, and they know so well how to work with that, and they won't kill any of their products. So they won't make iPhone be iPad or iPad be Mac, you know, because this is the way it works, and I get it. But the fact that they are making iPad being so powerful, we had like the same M4 chip of like a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air. It felt like most of the time we were using like a A17 or A18 Pro, because we couldn't do as the same as the Mac, but we had the same capabilities and the same horsepower, but we couldn't actually use what it was built for. And now with iPadOS 26, it feels like the iPad is finally becoming a pro user device. And I'm so glad and I'm so happy with this new update, and it brings so much happiness to my pro side of things. And I feel like I'm going to be using the iPad so much more now than I used to use before, because I bought the iPad for when I cannot use my iMac and I have to go out, or if I can't bring my MacBook Pro and I need to use something more portable but bigger than an iPhone and more capable obviously than an iPhone, because I need more power, you know. So this is a fantastic update for the iPad, and I'm so glad that they did, because this will open up a truly pro experience to what we want to do now. And then we need to see if they will open up even more the system for the new iPad Pros that will coming up with more powerful capabilities. So then again, another feature that I really like, I know it sounds silly, they brought to the Mac and they also brought to iPad OS 26, which was the phone app. And again, it helps us a lot not to change from one device to another, and then you can just focus on your experience. You can call someone from your iPad. Of course, it will use again your phone. Don't forget about that. It will use your phone. But then again, you focused on the experience that you're having at that time. So you're not going to be looking for your phone or looking for other devices while you're just using your iPad to do something else. Again, for me, this is a game changer in terms of user experience, because I think this keeps the focus in what you're doing and the device you're using. Now, to wrap it up, I believe that what Apple is doing is completely different than what Google is doing whatsoever. So Google is trying to add AI in everything and show how AI will change the lives of people everywhere, which I get it. And they are like a software-based company, which now they're coming to hardware as well and combining both like Apple does for years. But, and a big but, Apple is also integrating a lot of Apple intelligence and a lot of AI based and glued to their system, which is the philosophy of the company. So there's a lot of features. The new features that you will start to use on your phone from now on is basically based on Apple AI, Apple intelligence, but they are integrated with the system. So the fact that you wait on the call and then it will hang up and then call you back, the fact that they realize what people are saying in the background, so actually I have to ring it loud because Nick needs to get the phone. These are all AI integrations, and we need that. We need that. Maybe perhaps you could say that Apple could improve and make it more obvious, such as Siri. Of course, like I said at the beginning, they said Siri twice, and they put a note at the beginning of the keynote about Siri, which I get it. But nowadays that we use ChatGPT like there's no tomorrow, and other tools like Gemini and so many other options that we have in the market, Perplexity and so many others, we expected more from Siri. And the fact that nowadays are still saying things like change this, change that, open this, open that, rather than schedule this and remind me later. In the meantime, just send to Marcus this and that, or send to Victor this and this and that. It doesn't happen, you know, like you have to be like splitting your conversation. You can't just like throw everything in once, then it would just do it for you. Right, the iPhone lens using AI to find out and to kind of do the same as Google, like circling, and you know, that's great. And integrating those, you know, AI key features to the system, to the OSs, are fantastic. But we need more integration. It feels like one part is getting AI, the other bit is getting AI, the other part is getting AI, but it's not kind of a working overall together as a whole system. It works like kind of a part, you know, like literally kind of a separate part, but not like yet for me as a whole, like continuity. If you're typing something, if you're copying something on your phone, and if you get to your Mac, it just goes, it just flows, it just continues. As in the same as the iPad or the iPhone, when you know, grab a picture and then you drop elsewhere, then it will go there to your other device, like an iPad or an iPhone, and so you can copy and paste with a gesture. But I'm missing this kind of just works for the whole system with AI, and I still feel that this might be a case for maybe a smarter assistant. And the sad thing is that I believe, just for a fraction, I've felt like it's the beginning of the end of Siri. I might be wrong, but it truly feels like. The fact that they said that they will open LLM to other companies might be a question of time, you know, not if, but when. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I know we've been talking about this, I know I already said that, but it's very important if you can leave a like and comment, and also subscribe to the channel, because then YouTube will know that this is relevant and I'm trying to be relevant to you and to everybody else from the technology community and AI community and video makers and editors. So please leave a like and don't forget to follow us for more. Subscribe to the channel. See ya.